Welcome to Not Like This.
Not like this.
From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
I got a question, Dale.
Yeah?
I got a question for you.
Sure.
What's a mark?
Ooh, it's everyone.
Hmm.
It's like everyone walking the earth. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Jim.
Okay.
What's your finish?
Oh, it's a double.
You don't have one.
What?
Who the fuck did you beat with it? No one.
Oh man, that's just a little glimmer, a little glimpse into the life of watching Al Snow interviews on YouTube.
Did Bob Holly get a little carried away? Maybe a little bit. But the man loves the business. He's protecting it.
Is this in regards to him like assaulting somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about JBL slapping the shit out
Those
of
guys-
Blue Meanie or whatever?
Those guys didn't get broken into the business. You can't be at this stage and not go through that.
Look, I did
Bob
9,000
Holly was
Hindu
helping him out.
squats. I ran 14 miles in the Dallas Sportatorium. Or whatever the fuck.
Look, I know everything about psychology, even though my one gimmick was a mannequin head.
That's my favorite part. Like you don't punch with a closed fist right off the like you hit people with the head.
Yeah. You know what this does? When you punch someone with a closed fist, it exposes the business. I don't want to see any of you motherfuckers throwing any punch.
He was in a
closed
dog
fist. I
kennel
see it.
match with the big boss man. And you know what? And I get what he's saying, and the things he's saying are correct. You know, when he's teaching people stuff, but just it's 2019. Can it just be 2019?
It's fun to go down the Al Snow rabbit hole because it's so cringeworthy, these videos.
You married
just-
a mannequin head, and you beat people with it.
Because you'll start one of the videos, and the first thing out of his mouth is just something so fucking condescending.
Like, what's a mark?
What's a mark? What's a false finish? You don't even know what a false finish is. Oh, fucking hell. Al Snow.
What was the best? And he trolls him too. Like, what's the best match on WrestleMania 3? And everyone's gonna say Savage Steamboat. No, it's Hogan and Andre. What drew the most money? What sold the most tickets? Hogan and Andre. Right, you're correct. I get what you're saying, but he doesn't even leave. He doesn't leave room to say. But wouldn't you say from a tech? No, it doesn't matter. That's not what matters. All that matters is selling tickets. Okay, then David Arquette was a great champion. I don't know what else to tell you. And you know what he'd probably say? Yeah, he was. That they got a good rating that week, and that's all that mattered.
He's such a weird guy.
But don't punch anyone with a closed fist. You'll expose the business.
Yeah. Mannequin head's fine. Closed fist, get the fuck out of here. Get out of this locker room. What a weird man.
I love it.
I don't think he's with AEW. I think he's still just doing indies. And every now and then just kind of pops up. God.
He's
damn.
with Alberto Del Rio. What's his other name?
I don't know. Patron?
Yeah. He's with him doing high school gymnasiums or something.
Yeah. Al Snow actually shows up though.
And he's ripped. He's in shape. And I enjoy those. I enjoy the shit out of those videos.
The Al Snow ones?
Yeah. But I like when he gets
I
into
do
the
too.
mechanics of like how to hit the ropes and no, you don't go out like this. You'll die. Don't crisscross your feet when you're running.
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows what he's talking about.
He's just an
But
asshole.
But he's just a dickhead.
He's just a huge asshole.
And he he looks like that friend you had's dad that was always an asshole.
Mm-hmm. He's got the resting scowl face.
Hey, Timmy, I bet you can't hit my curveball. I bet I can't, Dad. Because you're 40 years old and I'm 8. Well, I'm not going to just let you hit it. What's a curveball? How the fuck would you know? You can't throw a fastball.
Can't hit it.
What's your out pitch? You don't have one. You never got anybody out with it. Thanks,
You know what
Dad.
happens when you slide head first in a second? You know what happens? Exposing the business.
You expose the business of baseball. It's the greatest baseball player of all time. Nope.
Wrong.
It's Deion Sanders. He sold the most tickets.
It was Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan, yep.
Such a fucking goober. So that's been our week.
Yeah.
Well, Jim and I just out of nowhere, like, so Jim, what's a mark?
What's a mark?
It's just,
What's a mark?
but yeah, find any of these Al Snow, and they always start the same, and it's some sort of question, and he's the condescending asshole. Oh, what's the greatest match of all time?
And he has an answer. There's not like,
Oh yeah.
he doesn't want your opinion. He has the right answer. No, it's Rock and Hogan. Next question.
Because if I was an up and coming wrestler and it's like, hey, we're bringing Al Snow in this weekend, he's gonna teach us some shit. I'd be like, that's great. That's a lot of knowledge I can glean. And if he was in that ring and I was on the outside, and he said, "Does anybody here know what a false finish is?" and nobody spoke up, I'd be like, "Yeah, I can take a fucking stab at it, Al." Let me go. He's like, wrong. Here's
Wrong.
my M. Night Shyamalan twist of my question.
Welcome to the Village of Wrestling. What's the greatest movie of all time? Wrong. It's The Village.
Wrong. Lady of the Water.
He does. It's like it's like a gotcha. It's like being on a Fox News interview.
We have Al Snow on this week with an important question. What is a mark? Oh, fuck. Anyone that doesn't know the finish? I don't even know if I finished those videos.
One of them is like an hour and 20 minutes long.
You can only put up with so much Al Snow. Especially with the way he opens them.
You know what
Fuck.
makes it the best is like he's in the best shape of his life now. So now he's also ripped and swole
Yeah,
and just telling you that you're a piece of shit. He's like, look at my arms. Wrong. It's Rock and Hogan. Next. Anybody else?
Who wants to be in a headlock?
Oh God.
So yeah, as long as we're talking about wrestling, I'm going to look through my notes to see if I have anything about wrestling. I don't seem to, but yesterday was SummerSlam.
It was SummerSlam. I was just going to
It
ask.
was SummerSlam.
What about SummerSlam? I didn't watch it.
I watched a lot of it. It was good. It was a good card. They've been doing that lately. Sometimes that's just how it is. They'll have these great pay-per-view events with terrible fucking build on television. It's just how it is.
It seems to be par for the course.
God damn. Yeah, and Bray Wyatt came out as his new character, the Fiend, with this cool mask and shit and cool music and just a revamped character.
The Fiend?
The Fiend. It's
Okay.
called the Fiend.
But is it like a transition where they're like Bray Wyatt, Bray the Fiend Wyatt, or Bray Wyatt is the Fiend now? He's transformed himself.
Yeah, when he's got the mask on, they just kind of call him the Fiend, which is fine.
Like, you remember, maybe you don't, but Ricky Steamboat came back in like 91 for like 6 months. After he went to WCW, had those great matches with Flair. He came back to the WWF and he was just the Dragon. But like, are you going to fucking pretend that's not Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? And I want to say they would introduce him as the Dragon. His little baseball card thing said the Dragon. But I want to say that the commentators would say Ricky Steamboat or something like that every now and again, or maybe they'd slip up. But like, that was like one of the things you're talking about, like, because he was just there. WrestleMania 3 was huge. He was gone for a couple of years and had really like noteworthy matches for the NWA title, and then came back. You can't pretend he's not Ricky Steamboat. But they tried really hard to just call him the Dragon, which they would call him a lot when he was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Gorilla Monsoon. Oh, Dragon with a blah blah blah.
Oh, this man has butchered a friendship.
So it's kind of like it's not like Bray Wyatt hasn't been gone that long, right? He's been around pretty recently.
Yeah, not really. He got hurt. I mean, he's been around the last handful of months building up to this, but
I mean, like a couple years ago. This wasn't like 10 years ago he was Bray Wyatt. Now they're pretending like he's not.
Yeah,
They're just sort of like, it is like that?
No, it's just like he's Bray Wyatt, and he's doing a weird thing and transforms into the Fiend, and it's.
Does he transform? Like
it's not like no.
Okay.
It's just he just comes out.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Like he's turning into the Fiend. Everyone, get out of here.
Well, he's got like monster contacts, so that'd be a weird transformation. She's like, "Hang on," he's lifting up his eyelid, just like.
Hold on a second. Kevin Dunn could get it finished. I wanted to say done, but I didn't want to say done again.
Let me get this other contact.
Kevin Dunn could pull it off. You just have a pre-shot video of him in the back.
Why the fuck are they talking to Stone Cold Steve Austin on Raw via Skype? What the fuck is this?
You can't be bothered to fly in for Raw.
It got a big Skype logo in the corner and shit. It's pixelated and shitty like Skype.
It's brought to you by Skype. That's why.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not Tout. Remember Tout?
No.
No, that was like a couple years ago, 3-4 years ago. They're like, it's the new, not like a Snapchat or Vine. Yeah, it was like Vine. It was one of those like 10-second or less things, Touts. Except for theirs was 30 seconds. It's like, oh, ooh. Their times is long.
Get you all lathered up, huh?
Vince loved it. It's like, I mentioned Tout. And oh, fuck.
Mention the hotline, brother. You're going to die, brother. We started watching Lost again.
Feeling his fucking ass.
We're in season 2 where they bring in Edmund. And he says brother all the time, brother.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Brother. I'm going to blow his bloody head off, brother.
Brother.
Charlie, you're going to die, brother. Penny. I missed Lost.
Oh. That was their love story.
And Lucia.
Penny.
And Jax is like, what? He's like going to go shoot her with a rifle. And he's like, what? He could have said something like, why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
No, that's Christian Bale. That's Christian Bale's Batman. Got to be Ben Askren.
Oh.
Ben Affleck.
Well, that's because they were both like, why did you say it, though?
Why do you know that name? You mean my mom? Because she's my mom.
Have you seen this show called The Boys yet?
No, but I've seen a lot of advertisements for it. Mm-hmm. Is it pretty cool? I heard it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I've got a couple episodes left, based off a graphic novel that's probably also pretty great. It's the guy that did Preacher.
Okay.
And it's hilarious because he hates superheroes, and he was like, I'm gonna write this superhero thing, and I'm just gonna take the piss out of them, and it's great. And yeah, it's a very cynical look.
And the premise is,
but it's so good. It's fucking hilarious and dark and adult. Okay. Oh, is it adult? Love that.
So Eomer from Two Towers is like a vigilante that hunts the superheroes, right?
Who? I don't know who that is.
Eomer. Eomer. He's like that's like the only thing he's known for. Oh, you know what? There was something else I saw him in though, and I was like, hey, that's Eomer from the Two Towers. See, you wouldn't. He had really long blonde hair in Two Towers. But
okay,
you remember Grima Wormtongue's got the king all hypnotized and he's fucking her, like it's his nephew or whatever. Oh. One of the riders of Rohan. He's like the main rider of Rohan.
And who does he play in it?
I don't know. I've seen him on the commercials. He's not one of the superheroes. He's one of the fuck these superheroes.
Oh, okay. Guys. Okay, then. Yeah, because I was like, he can't be Homelander. Their Superman guy is called Homelander.
Hey, drink this juice, okay? Let's just forget all about it.
Drink this juice!
That's another thing we've been saying too much.
Yeah. A lot of inside jokes regarding these Patreon episodes that we've been.
You're not drinking your juice, though. Here's a little bit of this juice.
So that's a hint. There's a horror movie out there where... he just wants her to drink this goddamn juice.
Yeah, okay. That's nice, honey. How about a little OJ?
People are dying left and right. Stay hydrated. Drink this juice. Oh, what a great movie. Great fucking film. Speaking of great fucking films, went to the movie theater today, and I saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
It's a kid's movie, right? Kinda.
I think it's PG-13. They say shit and damn a lot, and there's some decent violence. Is it for kids? See, that's the thing, because that's what I was wondering. Are they going to make this movie for the kids who grew up reading it, which is us, aka people in their 30s, or are they just going to do what they do with Goosebumps and say, no, this is going to be targeted for modern kids? They kind of did both, like, but the violence though, and I was like, ooh, Jesus!
But
Like
the
when they show
violence,
kids,
though.
when they show kids getting got, and I'm like, thank you, you've shown much bravery today with your choices. But they did that thing. I think Goosebumps did it where the stories are coming alive for real. I hate that. I don't like that angle.
Real talk.
Real talk.
I've never heard of these books, nor did I read any of them when I was a kid. Everyone was all hyped about this. They're like, yeah, remember that? And I was like, yeah. But honestly, in all seriousness, I don't remember these. I remember Goosebumps. Were these like before or after, around the same time?
Definitely in that era. Definitely before the show, but definitely while the Goosebumps books were hot. Because these had the cool, the scary pictures, the art style was super cool.
Yeah, I feel
Scary.
left out because everyone on Facebook and the internet and all these nerd groups are just like, fondly remembering these things, and I don't fucking remember this at all. It does not ring a bell.
Sometimes you just miss.
Yeah, you just miss fifth grade or whatever.
Like Transformers. I like people like, yeah, Transformers. I'm like, I know what a Transformer is. I did not watch Transformers or have the toys as a child.
Here's the thing, though, but you're like, okay, you can like even picture the logo almost, maybe, right? And you know that it's a hot property. I've never heard anyone talk about scary stories to tell in the dark.
Well, I mean, it wasn't hot. I mean, it wasn't
Transformers hot, right?
It wasn't fucking Transformers. It was underground.
So can you think of anything that they're like, oh, remember that from being a kid, and you just don't even have a memory of it?
All the time.
Like other than school.
Every day of my life.
I just feel left out. I feel cast aside.
Well, Rocko's Modern Life just came back, and I did watch that.
That I remember.
But then there's like, oh, they're bringing back this show, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Oh,
I don't remember that.
Sometimes people get really hyped about a Nickelodeon show that came out right after I stopped watching Nickelodeon. Like they'll be like, oh, remember this? And then she was on it, and then she went on to do this. I'm like, no, I don't.
She's like, do you remember Eek the Cat? And I'm like, no, I don't.
I do.
I remember it exists.
Eek the Cat. I only remember Eek the Cat. I want to say there was a Fox cartoon. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was a Fox cartoon because it would be like, shit, I don't want to watch it, but X-Men's coming on.
Oh, yeah.
There was like Bobby's World.
I was just going to say Bobby's World. Like they made you fucking suffer.
Tasmania. The Tasmanian Devil.
Animaniacs, maybe. Maybe they hit you with some Animaniacs, which was fine.
I don't remember that before X-Men. But X-Men was just
Fox,
here's my Saturday mornings for like a couple years, and it felt like a long time. And I realized it was just like the fall of '92 to like the fall of like maybe the spring of '94 or something. But it was, oh shit, X-Men, that was great. And I feel like they hit you with like part one, and then it was like a month until the next one came out. It was like a pilot, like a little test run. They'd been hyping up X-Men all summer, like showing you the trailers and shit. And then it came out and I saw it and I don't know, almost blew a load. I don't even know. Like I couldn't explain it. It was just amazing. It was the best cartoon I'd ever seen. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for next week. And then I thought I'd missed it. I'm looking. I'm like, no, it should be on about now. And they're like, yeah, it debuts in November 2nd or whatever. I'm like, wait a minute. You just showed us one episode just to see if we'd like it? What is this bullshit? Of course we liked it. This one's for you, Morph. But right after that, so this whole, I would grow to like these shows a little bit because I'm like, and then X-Men's coming. And you know what was on right after X-Men? X-Men was the last cartoon before WWF Superstars.
So it would, and it was by design, but it would just get more and more adult. It's like, all right, now the cool cartoon.
Yes.
And then straight up wrestling.
Yep. And God, man, those Saturday mornings when it was X-Men Superstars together, it was great. And then, but then my interest would wane, and they'd have WMAC Masters.
Yeah. Choreographed kung fu sports entertainment.
Yeah. And
It's just wrestling, but the backstage vignettes.
I remember kids thinking it was real. Like it was American Gladiator or something. Like, dude, no, guys. This shit is faker than wrestling. There's smoke coming off of these ninjas when they get kicked. There's like baby powder on them.
But the presentation was so legitimate. Like when it was time, like when it wasn't a backstage vignette, like the production was legit, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Yes, and they're like,
"The real part."
Hey, this is Bruce Lee's daughter. Okay, so you know this is legit.
Right.
Shannon Lee was like the anchor. She's like a fucking news anchor. They made it out to be like UFC is now. These are real martial artists, and they're fighting, and they just have to get through this giant group of ninjas, and then they can face each other.
Once they take on the putties, they will have a 1-versus-1.
Yeah, for a while it was X-Men and then Power Rangers too when that came out. Maybe then it was Superstars, or maybe it was like X-Men Superstars, Power Rangers. No, I think Power Rangers took their spot, so maybe it wasn't as long as I felt like it was.
This is how it was as a kid. I remember, I don't know what year, but I feel there was a trifecta of Ninja Turtles.
You know what? I got it. I figured it out.
It was Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, and Inspector Gadget. And I was like, this is a solid fucking block. And there were a lot of times there's back-to-back Turtles, and I was like, you've made the correct choice.
I used to watch those late 80s when Ninja Turtles came out. I want to say that was a CBS show. So like that's like the CBS lineup you're describing. And then Fox had X-Men. But you know what? I think where I'm getting this wrong, I don't know if Superstars was on Fox. Maybe I would change the channel after X-Men, and Power Rangers was on Fox after X-Men. And I was like, fuck you, I'm watching Bret Hart beat a jobber. I'm watching Bret Hart be on Superstars with the world title and wrestle a jobber. Not
to just be two old men doing nostalgia cartoons, but did you ever watch Real Monsters? Real Monsters.
Maybe in the beginning.
Because that was one of my favorites growing up. Because that was near the end of I'm probably not going to watch cartoons too much longer, even though I'm totally going to. But yeah, like enjoying it as a child, I was like, yeah, this show. Like, what is this show? This show's fucking weird and gross and sometimes pretty scary. And that was a good goddamn show.
There was a channel that ended up, I think Ninja Turtles switched stations at some point. They went from like CBS to ABC, something like that. And then there used to be like this weird cowboy show but it was live action.
Hey, dude.
No, that was on Nickelodeon. I remember that. That was an awesome show. No, this was like weird. I can't remember, like, what did they call it? Like the Cowboys of Moo Mesa or something. Moo Mesa sticks in my head. Like maybe that was a real thing. I could be wrong. Could be. I don't know. Maybe Superstars was on like WPWR or something. Channel 50.
Don't remember.
Because there'd be no reason for me to watch it before that channel, before Superstars. They didn't have real cartoons. Unless Turtles reruns were on WPW. Well, no, that was during the week. It's an interesting show for everybody so far, but I think a lot of our audience is like around our age, so yeah, they'll appreciate it. I miss being a kid. There were some awesome cartoons.
Some good stuff.
And you know what was cool about it is there was no internet. That wasn't cool, but like maybe I didn't have anything in common with 2 or 3 other kids at school, but everybody watched X-Men. So we're like, did you see that Dark Phoenix Part 2? Man, that's bullshit. The way we're... And you're like, man, this is bringing people together. It's weird. There's no Fortnite or anything to split us apart.
No, it's just memes. It's like, you see that drunk mom puke all over her baby in the stroller? Yeah, I saw that one too. No, did you see that one? She pukes all over her kid in the stroller.
No, but that sounds hilarious. Oh, God. Now, where set the scene. Where is this happening?
No, I'm making it up, but
Oh.
I wish it was real.
I mean, it could have been.
So people have been sending this to me. I think it was even posted on our Facebook page, or Not Like This Facebook page. MoviePass, back in the news, due to this headline. MoviePass changed some users' passwords on purpose so they couldn't use the service. Whatever.
A hallmark of a prospering company.
Oh, I like they were trying everything.
It's like Ebenezer
what-
Scrooge just closing down. No, not watching movies here.
Yeah, when I was at the tail end of MoviePass, they were trying fucking everything. So yeah, this definitely, like, they would conveniently have these outages on the big movie days. Like, whoops, scheduled back end cleansing. It's like whatever you say.
Back, you gotta cleanse the old back end, huh?
It's the code. It needs to be cleaned.
There's some guy back there where he comes out from behind the curtain with a brush, like, that code needs more cleaning. It's gonna be a while.
Gotta brush away these passwords.
Sorry, guys, it's Avengers. Oh, well, we've got back end cleaning.
Oh,
Would you bend over for some back end cleaning for us?
are they still around? Hang on. MoviePass.com. Because I talked about Cinemia, right?
Oh yeah, you did.
And how they're done. They're dead.
Oh yeah, you were
Okay.
you were talking about that they were going to be.
Yeah, they're just dead now. Like, they sent out emails like, it was a good run. Thank you for everyone for participating, but we're out of here. So yep, goodbye.
So MoviePass was first.
Oh yeah.
Cinemia, they were second, right? So how would you and they both failed. They're both dead in the water. But here's the thing. Somebody walked away with some money.
Yeah, we did. Their money.
Wait, their money. Can you imagine, though, these tech companies, they just operate at a loss for so long that someone just came up with this idea and some venture capitalist is just dumping money into it. And then somebody got some cash on the way out, I'm sure.
I mean, the good thing about it is it made the theater chains respond. So now AMC has their stubs and, this, that, and the other. And if you go enough, they're pretty good services if you have those theaters near you. So I'm happy. I'm happy that it worked out. But when I go to MoviePass.com, well, it doesn't look good. In big, bold font, it says, big changes are coming.
Like your password in the back end.
For the past several months, MoviePass has been working hard to improve our groundbreaking subscription service to ensure it meets the vision that we have for it. Now, we are temporarily not accepting new subscribers as we work on these improvements. Back-end cleansing. Please enter your email below, and you'll be notified when we are accepting new subscribers to our improved service. Wow.
Oh,
So
and if you're an old subscriber, we've locked you out of your account.
Yeah.
While we try to not lose as much money as we were losing before.
Just hemorrhaging.
Yeah, this seems like one of those proposals where you're in the boardroom and you got your little pie chart and the line's just going down, down, down. Then like 10 years in, it starts to go up. You're like, and this is when we start to turn it around. And only you signed up to do it. They're like, nope, we just kept losing money, so we had to close our doors.
Gotta go.
Because what was their business model, right? It was there's essentially just buying a ticket for you and hoping you don't go as much.
But you literally needed to just go once.
And it pays for itself. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They're like, hold on, we didn't think about this.
So
What about
stupid. Like,
What about
like with
2.5
Cinemia-
times pays for itself?
But like with Cinemia, even though it was like German shady bullshit from the start, but they were like, well, we sell your data because I mean that's what everyone does, and that's how we pay for it. We see where you go after, what restaurants, and blah blah blah, data.
In
And I
Mother
was like,
Russia,
all right, that
data
makes some
sell you.
sense. But they were like, nope.
Cinemia was the Russian one, right?
I don't know if it was Russian. It probably was.
I mean,
That
what
was German,
Ukraine, whatever the fuck. I mean, it's
Ukrainian, that's what it was.
same difference.
Hmm.
And I'm not apologizing for it. You're all a bunch of white folk. You're all the same. We're all the same race, Dale. We're all the human race, buddy.
I don't know why people don't get it.
I don't know why either, but there are still some racist pieces of shit out there. That's not a segue into anything either. That's just off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about racist pieces of shit. So did you hear about Ninja leaving Twitch?
No, who is that?
He's a big Fortnite guy.
Oh,
Don't
Fortnite
pretend
guy, okay.
you don't know about Ninja in your household. There's probably posters of fucking Ninja at your house.
No, there
Because
aren't.
the boy loves that. Loves his Fortnite.
The boy does.
He was like the biggest guy.
Okay.
He was the biggest streamer.
He's like the Dr. Disrespect of Fortnite.
Yeah. Easily their number one as far as views and stuff. And he cut a fucking deal with Microsoft. I think it's Microsoft's Mixer, which is their Twitch. And
Okay.
yeah. So he's the face of that company now. Mixer, who's under fire criticism for they have like strict clothing guidelines because they're like, yeah, put them titties away. And women are like, fuck Mixer, we're gonna stay on Twitch. Because it's like, well, we have these
Okay.
family-friendly channels, and you got dongs and boobs.
No,
Can't
but
have-
are they saying like, because you can't show that on Twitch? Why are they? But are they saying like, we don't want to see your cleavage?
Let's see. Well, it depends if you're on a family-friendly stream or a teen stream or an 18+ stream.
Well, to me, 18+ stream means you can show anything.
Yeah,
But Twitch
with
doesn't
the
want you to do that.
family-friendly. Yeah, the family-friendly stream has their standards of clothing must cover the entire visible body from a few inches above the bust line. It cannot be strapless and should show little to no cleavage. Now, the teen stream is allowed to show
that is bullshit.
more than a hint of cleavage.
That is bullshit.
But-
That is sexist.
But clothing must be strapless and cover the entire body.
It's actually not even. I wouldn't even say sexist. It's cleavageist. Because
Yeah, it's anti-boob.
what is the problem with cleavage? Like, what is sexual in nature about it? I don't understand. Like, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm not saying that. I just, you know what I mean? There's no exposed breast. It's
Yeah,
not
there
like
ain't
there's
nothing
a
wrong with
nipple.
that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you can see that at the mall.
Right.
People are
If the cops
people
wouldn't
dress
bust
like
you,
that.
if the cops wouldn't arrest you for dressing it that way, then you're being sexist. And
Fucking Microsoft is running it like it's part of their office. Like if you couldn't wear it to the office, then you shouldn't wear it on Mixer.com.
yeah, don't worry, that'll be dead. You remember Web TV?
Remember Tout?
I don't. Yeah, Microsoft has a long history of shit that doesn't last. Remember the Zune?
Oh, the Zoom.
Web TV's my favorite. It used to be. Do you remember those? It was like this
Nope.
$200 box. And we're talking like 96, 97, like when the internet was shit. It's a $200 box. You plug it into your TV. It has like a stupid little rubbery keyboard or some shit. And you could watch the internet from your TV.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it didn't, but you also had to subscribe for it, I think. And it didn't really take off.
The future is now.
You don't want to be playing catch up. You're not trying to be the third or fourth ranked Twitch. Because you got Twitch, you got Facebook Live, you got YouTube streaming services. Mixer, it's like all those things, but it's Microsoft. Oh, well, you know all the cool kids will be on Mixer then. Hey, what's Dad on? Mixer? Fuck you.
That's
Hey,
why they got Ninja.
What's Spider-Man using for his search engine? Bing? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not my Spider-Man.
Oh God. if Sony made one of these fucking things.
They do that though. Fucking Peter Parker had his Sony Xperia.
Yeah, the Sony Vio.
Yeah, they
There's
still cram that shit in there.
Oh,
You're like, wait a minute, Sony, you don't really make. I think they only make cell phones to have them placed in movies. Because I've never seen a human being with a Sony cell phone.
they just sell prop phones.
Yeah, it's like NASCAR. Back in the day, like you had to make a certain number of the car for it to be considered a production car, and then if you made a certain number of them, then you could use them to race. So like, Plymouth put out this car with a giant fucking spoiler on the back and shit. It was called the Roadrunner, and it was all like souped up and aerodynamic, and they had to make a certain amount of them, and then they're like, we can use them. It's a model that we make. That's what Sony does, but with phones and laptops. Sony Vio, yeah, that's a real laptop. It's in Spider-Man. Didn't you see it?
When I was at the theater today.
Bing. Oh, how the scary stories in the dark? It was good, right? Did you use Cinemia for it?
No, I just pay cash money now.
Oh, okay.
Until AMC opens up, and then I'll do their subscription. But the movie was good. It was good. I dealt with their version of the book's alive, and they're coming alive, and
oh, wait a minute.
we have to solve the case of the ghost who wrote this book, and like that was fine. But
so
when
they
it comes
for real
to these stories,
they just did the Goosebumps thing again?
Yep. But when it comes to these books, like, okay, there's this one, it's called Harold, and it's about this scarecrow and these two farmers, and they always like throw rocks at it, and the scarecrow comes alive and it turns one of them into the scarecrow, and the other guy sees it and he's like, holy shit, it turned my buddy into a scarecrow. It's a pretty scary little read, especially if you're a child. And I was looking forward to that. Now Harold is in this, as is a lot of the favorites for the people who actually did read those books. But not in that context, because it's just those characters versus these kids, and I'm like, I don't remember these kids in those fucking books. But they did the best. Like once they chose, we're doing the stories that are coming alive angle. It's like, well, you're already starting 2 steps back. Let's see what you can do here. You're starting off in a hole.
Oh, Harold.
But they dug themselves out as best they could. The kids were good actors. Some pretty scary imagery. Overall, very enjoyable. I just would have loved to have seen a little anthology or collection of stories that were truer adaptations of those little stories. You can do that.
So you're saying
do that? You will not go to movie jail. You can do that.
You're saying it was rated PG-13 for thematic imagery,
and swears. Shits and dick. He says, you're a dick.
Frightening situations. Tommy. Do you remember when that was a new thing? They don't still do that, do they?
What?
It was like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, where they would put the rating, but then put a little caption at the bottom why it's rated that.
Oh yeah, they still do that.
But it would be like for thematic situations and like frightening imagery. They have the stupidest shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like this has themes in it. It's rated PG-13.
Yeah. Good movie though, but the trailers, a lot of the trailers, some of them seemed all right, but there was a lot of the blom, like near the end of the trailer, but like right when they're hitting you with the title, it would blom. Here's the title, blom, and I was like, wow, back to back. Like that was almost embarrassing to see. It's like the same fucking formula. There's the previous trailer. Blah.
Do you know what's another like thing from action trailers, especially, is they'll do the cut. Like there's like a action scene, and they just like cut the sound in the picture, and it's like a little short cut, and then.
Yeah.
Those fucking trailers.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Those fucking trailers.
Not a lot of kids there. Everybody was late 20s. Everybody was of drinking age, but the movie's doing well at the box office. So good for them. I wish Goosebumps took more of this angle, because didn't shy away from violence and scary images, whereas the other one's just like Jack Black fell on a banana peel into ghost shit. It's like, all right, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, it is. It is. Goosebumps is very much geared toward little children.
Yeah,
and they love it. They love it.
I'd love to have your kids watch this because there's some stuff that'll scare the shit out of them. I got scared sometimes. I was like, oh, this is. There's this one part with the hallway, and it's not jump scares. You see this villain like the whole time as it kind of closes in and the situation gets worse. I was like, this is terrifying. And I'd love to see a child react to that scene. Because, like, it doesn't get better. And then the kid just gets killed. It's like, I thought there's going to be an escape. And it's like, no, it just slowly got to you.
Like the dancer.
It
the dancer from Halloween.
Dad, I just want to dance.
I want to go. It's where my heart is now, is all. I still love you.
That kid's got a fucking voice on him.
Let's go pick up a carton after this.
Man, Dad, why we gotta go kill things? I just wanna get out there and dance. If you wanna dance instead of hunting shit, why don't you give me a hell yeah?
I just want to see you dance. It's me, Stone Cold, as a child.
Goddamn, Dad, I don't think we're gonna go out here and kill shit. I thought we were gonna dance. Give me a hell yeah.
That's a goddamn Michael Myers.
Yeah. You got these gimmicks coming in the mail called murder.
It's like, oh, you bleeding from the neck? You're selling the shit out of that. Ooh.
He like to work a little snug. You know what it's like working with Michael Myers? He like to work a little snug with you.
He was blind. Doctor shot him 6 times.
Goddamn, shot the guy 6 times, shot him in the heart. Give me a hell yeah.
They call him a shooter. The doctor.
What's the mark?
Oh.
I almost had a Stone Cold in there and I lost it. It was coming around and then it was gone.
Mine would never got close. I was hoping to find something in it.
It's almost like what you say. When you say some like stupid shit with him.
That kid did sound like Stone Cold. The child Stone Cold.
Yeah. He already had the voice and everything.
Oh, fuck. All right. What else? What else here? This weekend I went to the Renaissance Fair.
I saw the photos.
It was a good time. It
Yeah.
was nice. The weather was fantastic. Bought a bunch of shit. It was great.
So
Yeah.
the hat is fine and the necklace is fine, but when you put them together, am I supposed to?
Oh, you gotta wait for the whole outfit. You gotta wait for it to come together.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Masons,
yeah.
I kind of understood.
Yeah. You wait. It takes years to put these outfits together. Masons took 5 years.
Did Bobby buy that cloak?
I don't.
The picture on Instagram
No,
of him with like this
no.
nasty,
Yeah,
neat
right.
looking cloak.
Yeah, no, that shit was expensive. It was like $400 fucking dollars.
What? Was it made of children?
I think so.
Jesus Christ.
Dad, I just want to make cloaks. I don't want to go
Dad, I
kill
just-
things.
I know it's an expensive hobby, but people buy it.
How's the food there? It looks
The food-
delicious.
Food's good. Had the cheese fritters, which
Ooh.
they're just like fried balls of cheese.
Mm,
Holy shit. And
sounds
they give you like 5,
delish.
maybe 6 of them. And after 2, I was like, uh-oh.
shit,
like-
a little shit your pants
like-
action.
No, but I'm like sweating. Like just grease
Your body's like, there's too much in here.
pouring out of my pores.
We don't even know what this is.
It's crazy. But they had axe throwing.
I
And
saw the
extra.
pictures.
Yeah, this has been a thing that's
Pretty good aim.
taking off is axe throwing. So I wanted to give that a shot. And just listen to the guy. He was like, left foot forward, don't flick the wrist, boom, 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 and that's it. And I threw the first one and it was off, and I was like, all right, now I know to make my adjustment here. And then I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Bullseye pretty much every fucking time. It's fun. That's fun. My back hurt this morning. I was like, why does my back hurt? Oh, probably from throwing those axes because they're not light.
No.
They're not lying.
Yeah, like like hatchet throwing. I went to a couple of things. I used to go to like not Ren Fair, but like little tiny mini Ren Fair type things with my dad and his girlfriend, and they used to have shit like that, and it was super fun. It was the same thing. He was like, do this, and I kind of fucked it up at first, and then the second one, you get it in there, and you feel like, God damn, if that was a person, I would have won this fight. Like there would be a hatchet in that person's chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to just keep doing that. But, it was like, yeah, it's $5 for 3 throws. There's, it was like, okay, well, that was fun while it lasted. I ate some fucking muskrat or some shit too. And you know what?
How was that?
She was delicious.
Mm.
It was like a little Cornish hen. Didn't even taste like a disgusting rodent or whatever the fuck they are. They're not rodents, but it was good.
Never had it.
But I've never been to like the big for real one. This one was like not Ren Fair, but like trappers and the first settlers of America. Muskets. There were musket balls and shit. And here's how you make a fire with flint and steel.
Here's how you wipe your ass with bark off a tree.
Want some sarsaparilla? Want to eat a little rat thing? Throw an axe? I'm like, yeah, this all seems pretty fun.
Yeah.
But I never went to. Now, is Ren Fair a place, or is it like travel around?
Well, this one, I'm sure there's properties throughout the country that are only open during specific times. And that's how this one is. This one's in Kenosha, Wisconsin. It's the Bristol Renaissance Fair. They're open like July to September. So it's like not a huge window, but that's when they's open for business. And people, like the vendors and stuff, kind of come out. We saw a lot of like campers and shit. So I'm like, oh, that's probably where these carnies fucking live here for these couple months, selling their wares, their fucking $400 capes. Or do it.
I remember when we did C2E2 as Sad Clown Radio, talking to the Bristol people. It was fun. They got into it. They were like, they were selling it. It was good.
Yeah, you got to commit to the bit. You got to commit to the bit.
And on that note, Dad Bod has a show Friday.
Yeah.
I said Saturday on the last podcast. I was wrong. It's Friday. This Friday. 350 Brewing.
I gotta move this.
Friday the 16th. We're going to start about 7 o'clock. Okay. About 7. Right about 7. Okay. If you've never been to 350 Brewing, you're missing out because it's not just, as if we didn't talk about pro wrestling enough this podcast, it's not just like one of the local micro brewing pub bar things. It's like pro wrestling themed.
Yeah.
And they play wrestling matches all night. So I'm excited to go play this show just because I get to go back to 350 Brewing. So if you haven't come and checked out Dad Bod yet, this is a place you're going to want to visit. Even if you're out in Indiana or whatever, it's right off the expressway. Just take 80, get off on Harlem, go north, boom, you're right there. It's like the first light.
Yep.
Super easy drive. And I just wanted to clear it up because I had the date wrong. You know what happens is I put it in my calendar.
What happened?
Put it in my calendar. I said I want to start it at 7, but we stopped playing probably around, I don't know, 11, something like that. Maybe 10. Maybe we played 8 to 11 last time. So I remember it went past midnight. So I did till midnight. So then on the 17th on my calendar, it also says 350 Brewing because it ends after midnight. So I just glanced and saw that and was like, oh, it's on Saturday. It totally is on Friday night.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Bit of a whoopsie doodle.
I just did a little whoopsie doodle. Come out there. It's going to be fun. Dale can't wait. He's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Little Shake City, a little old school pay-per-view. I don't know. What are they going to have? They've been throwing up Starcade. They had the SummerSlam '94 last time I was there, which was baller. And yeah, and I was worried when I went back the second time, like, oh, maybe that was like a one-time thing, depending on who was working. Maybe whoever's managing that night's like, I'm actually not a wrestling fan, so here's Frazier.
I want to clear this place out. So
it's Friday night, and here's Frazier Crane. But no, they had it, so I think it's a consistent thing, and the fucking beer's good. The employees are pretty timely. Love that, because some of these places, Jesus Christ.
And they don't fuck around. Don't try and steal their glasses or whatever the fuck those drunk assholes were doing next to us.
Oh, yes.
They got thrown right the fuck out.
Yeah.
You come correct if you go to 350 Brewing.
If you want one of their glasses, check them out on Groupon, because I think they have a flight dinner package where you do get a glass out of it. I did that last time because I'm a cheap motherfucker.
Don't just do the 5-finger purse discount and get your ass ejected.
Just walked out, just escorted off the premises. They didn't even argue. They knew.
Them out now.
They knew what they did. Oh,
guys, if you could have only been at Dale's house in Dalton back in the day, and he's not supposed to have people over, and you're back there, and you're in his bedroom. His dad comes home, and he just sees you back there, and then he walks back out to the living room, and he's here, Dale, get in here. And then, because he didn't want to like be rude to the guests still, and then you just hear him yell, "Them out now!" I just remember dying laughing. Because I'll tell you what, you can ask my 9-year-old, you can ask Teddy. If that was a situation, I would just straight up tell his friend, like, you gotta get out of my house. Like, he's not supposed to have people over. You gotta go. But your dad was like, I don't want to be rude to them. I'm gonna make Dale be the bad guy and tell them they have to leave. Like, we couldn't hear him screaming from the front of the house. And Buster. We had some fun times in Dalton. Fun times.
Good times, yeah. Breaking into your house while you're still there, yeah, shit was great.
Yeah, that was probably scary. And wasn't that like just random dumb luck that you had like ditched school that day?
I think so.
Because you were home, because they're probably like, oh, there's this a guy and his kid lives here. It's a school day. And you're like, yeah, I don't go there all the time. I'm here like right now.
Mm-hmm.
That would scare the shit. The best part of that story, probably not for you, but I didn't have to experience it, so I have no trauma, just humor associated with it, is when the cops told you that you were wrong, that you were like full of shit. They're like, no, because see, there's glass here. He broke the inside and this didn't happen. This thing that happened,
Columbo.
It didn't happen. You're like, well, I saw him. I saw them break into my house. He's like, nope, because look, see that glass? No way.
Just look at the glass. He's like, hey, little boy, what's a mark?
He's like, you remember when Marty Jannetty went through that window? There was no glass on the other side.
Yeah.
Nope. Look at this glass. What really happened here? Like, he's gonna.
What'd you do?
You're like,
it's my fault.
You're right. I didn't rob myself and broke the window.
Let's be honest, though. That is something I would do.
Yeah, no, it's not though. You wouldn't, because especially Dale from back then, you wouldn't break the window and then think, oh shit, how can I cover this up? I'm gonna call the cops and pretend like I was robbed. You just be like, yeah, Dad, I broke the fucking window. You want to staple each other's nuts about it in the kitchen? You would, Jesus Christ, you love to just take the heat. Like that nun when you tore up the detention in her face. You didn't try and make some shit up. You're like, no, I'm not serving this. God damn.
Every situation needs
savage.
a foil. You know? Heat magnet. Whew.
I thought we were going to die that one day, though, when you shot out that guy's window and they just drove around the alley like, oh, well, yeah, those motherfuckers were right here. Oh God, I must have been.
They solved that mystery real quick.
Like, gee, Scoob, I wondered if it was those assholes right there. Oh my God, I thought we were gonna die. They're pounding on the door. I'm like, Dad, you gotta come pick me up, or you might never see me again. And he was like, I'll be right there in like an hour. I'll have fucking Helsinki syndrome by then. Stockholm, which it's one of those Scandinavian cities.
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at Dale's at Dad Bod. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it. We're still working on Patreon stuff.
We're rolling it
awesome.
though. We're getting it rolling.
When are we doing that? When are we gonna launch that? This is a gym led project. So
this is a gym led project. We'll talk about this offline.
That makes sense.
We'll talk about it offline, and I'll tell you when I think we should launch it, and then we'll see what you think. Then we'll see what the listeners think. See what the listeners think.
And then we'll both be wrong, because it's Hogan Andre.
It's Hogan Rock.
Yep.
Oh God.
All right, this was episode 84. Thanks for listening. I'm Ninja on Mixer.
I'm just goddamn little stone cold that wants to dance.
You're about to run that motherfucker over, Dad. Hit the brakes.
This some bitch gonna cut my neck open.
Oh man. You think about the two things people hate us talking about. It's like wrestling and Halloween, and we just smash them together even harder. As long as I don't talk about wrestling and Halloween, I'll be good. We somehow put Stone Cold in Halloween.
I want to Photoshop that little boy.